Nation!
Let's go.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime. We are presented by Illegal Pete's, everyone's go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. Ryan, we've got numbers, man.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yesterday was offensive. Today's defensive.
And these are official. Oh, look at that.
These are
Spirit
official.
of the Buffs.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That excites me because I was ready to say like, I don't know.
I'm like 99% sure they're official.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. When Coach Prime, is on well off being like, hell no, I'm going to be mad at you guys.
I mean, he gave out some single digits. He gave them to the freshmen. 40s were given out to guys like fringe of the roster. I think these are pretty official.
Okay. All right. I trust you.
Caleb Mathis posted an amazing video yesterday, and I can't help but think this team is having more fun than any team in the entire country. That facility's just popping off.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Just because it's such an insane contrast from what was there before. Like I don't know. Sometimes as fans, we don't realize that they don't always care as much as we do. Mm-hmm. And that's like a weird thing to realize when it does hit you. So I don't think the players were as miserable as we were last year. That being said, just with the way the coaching staff was, the way the team was, the way the environment around the team was, there just wasn't a lot of fun things happening.
Yep.
Now it couldn't be more different.
There's just music bumping. Alton McCaskill's coming in for his photo shoot singing Best I Ever Had by Drake.
Oh my
They're going
God.
live from the actual photo shoot and stuff.
That's sick.
They're just having so much more fun than anyone out there.
I also love, we hadn't talked about this, during the Pac-12 photo shoot, I love that they put on Bucky's music.
Yeah.
Like, just no hesitation. Just like, yes, give me Deion Sanders Jr., money old, turn it up.
Yep. Shedeur goes, I want Shedeur with Miami. And then he just like enters this mode, basically.
Yes.
He's ready to go.
That was awesome.
Do you want some numbers? I didn't get all of them. We need an official list, but from Caleb's video, I got quite a few.
Look at you, internet sleuth extraordinaire.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy Moni, by the way. He was helping me out trying to get these numbers. All right.
Teamwork.
Two young guys, Omari Miller, 14.
Okay.
Adam Hopkins, 18.
Okay. Don't love that.
Elijah Yelverton, 83.
Okay, good tight end number.
Christian Sarum, walk-on running back, 48.
It's probably where you got to be.
Cavassier Smoke, 8. Single digit.
Ooh.
Big 8 ball, he's calling himself. That's what he was saying.
I would like the predictor better, something like that.
Yeah.
Isaiah Weaver, 10.
Also, that in the context that I just thought of that would be a oxymoron.
Yeah, it very well could be. Isaiah Weaver, 10. So that means Dylan Edwards with the 3.
I didn't love Dylan in 10.
Mm-hmm.
10 is a great wide receiver number. And 3 is sick for Dylan. Like, you got that speed. You got to have a single digit.
Another single digit. Javon Antonio, number 4.
That's big time.
Yeah, it is.
That's big time. You show up and get one of the best numbers in just a couple months.
Yep.
That tells me that Shedeur gave the seal of approval there. And, of course, Coach Prime was very impressed as well.
Kendall Stewart, I'm assuming walk-on wide receiver, 82. Cole Boskia, 84.
Okay.
Shernay Estes, 81.
Nice.
Isaiah Harge, 23.
Interesting.
Yep. Alton McCaskill, 22. And then someone said in the comments, Hankerson was still rocking 22 as well.
Nice. That's a great running back number.
Yep.
Chris Brown.
There you go. Gavin Marsh, walk-on receiver, 47. How about this?
We don't need the walk-on numbers.
Tarvaris Dawson, 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
I think that, wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Massive. So single digits. We have, of course, 1.
He's the fastest guy on the team, right? As far as we know right now?
That's what we think so far, yeah. 1, are we still going with Cormani?
Yes. Need it.
2, we all know who that is. 3 is Dylan Edwards. 4 is Javon Antonio now. 5 is Jimmy Horn. 6 is Tarvaris Dawson. 7's Cam Silman Craig. 8 Kvassier Smoke. I don't know if we have I don't have a 9 yet, but
Okay.
those are your single digit guys.
Yeah.
Who Coach Prime pointed out, saying you got to be a true dog to wear single digit.
Tarvaris Dawson is the biggest upset there.
Mm-hmm.
Just
9, Jaquez Robinson too.
love that. Love that. So apparently Willie was bummed. What number was he?
I don't
he
think I caught
10?
his. Everyone's saying 20.
Well, I just mean, what was he at Jackson?
That sounds right. Something like
10
that.
feels right.
I thought he was 40. I thought they gave him 47.
No. Yeah, he was 10.
So that goes to Zay Weaver. Tough.
Yep.
Wide receiver on wide receiver number steal.
So we have, I guess, so we have 9 Jaquez, but that's all the single digits then, right?
Alton McCaskill is 22? That
Yeah.
would be sick. Wait, Hankerson and McCaskill?
Yeah.
Well, that can't work.
That's what they were saying. I don't know.
See, now you're making me think this isn't real.
Who was
Well,
47?
27?
47, because they said that he was
47?
mad.
That's Gavin Marsh, walk-on wide receiver.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, that's rough. Hey, that's a
gotta
great
get out
special
the-
teams number, though.
Got to get out the marsh first.
It's a great special teams number, though.
Sure.
You run down the field, you lay a big hit on a punt returner. 47 looks mighty fine standing up after that.
Yeah, maybe you can get 89 after that.
There you go. Willie is 2-something. But that's most of them I saw so far. We've got more coming today.
Okay. Need Cormani in one.
Yeah.
Just need that in my life.
Let's hope.
Also, I think he said this. Did Coach Prime say no duplicate single digits?
I don't know. I think on both sides of the ball it should be fine. Like, offense,
But I feel like
defense.
he said, like, nah, like if you're a single digit guy, you can't have someone else wearing your number.
He may have said that. I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll find out, I guess, today.
Yep. Because that would change everything. If you can get all those single digits on the other side, too, it would be great.
Let me just pull up the roster. I'll make sure I didn't miss anyone. But we had, 10, 11 numbers given out in the spring. Yep, that's it, basically. So,
And we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Was the whole number thing a little bit of a weed out move by Coach Prime to show these guys, like, where they stood?
yep,
You think so?
I think so for sure. I don't know if it was that directly, but
There's like it was a bonus.
yeah, like a tool to kind of gauge the guys who were on last year's roster to see who truly was a dog that could earn a spot on this team.
Right.
But even then, tons of walk-ons like Boskia, Estes.
Well, and then, like, I don't know, like, you tell, like, Montana you're not getting one.
Yeah,
You know what that, like,
Right.
signifies to him.
for sure. Shedeur Sanders, though, was out hanging out with the kids yesterday. Did you see the picture?
I did. I think I saw a video, too.
Yeah, I sent you a picture if you want to show it. So he was out in Denver. He teamed up with Gatorade, surprised members of the NED Falcons Youth Organization with about $45,000 worth of new equipment for the football and cheerleading programs.
Love that, man. That's so cool.
Yeah,
As I told you before the show, like, that's NFL stuff.
for sure.
Partnering with the brand to donate money. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that from college players before.
Yeah, pretty cutting edge. Shout out to Brian Howell. He wrote this article up. He spoke to Shedeur just about what he was doing at this event. He said, sometimes as a college athlete, you forget the impact you have on kids. I was a kid, and I remember looking up to Justin Fields and just talking to him here or there. That's still my favorite player. So coming out here and even the kids just recognizing me, that means a lot to me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What else?
Oh, yeah. Wiseman got 15. Staub 16.
Oh, yep.
15's a good number for a quarterback. 16's not.
Another quote I have just about Shedeur donating that stuff. The kids don't really understand, probably the 13-year-olds, they don't really have a good understanding of it yet, of, him giving back and what it kind of means, I guess, to the community. I feel the coaches really hits home for them because they understand how hard it is to get out of here and just make that type of stuff. And the fact they sacrifice their time and effort and everything into this because my dad had his own program, Truth. And if it wasn't for that man he was, or if it wasn't for the man he was, and what he was able to do. I feel like that's what helped it be successful.
Awesome.
Love to see it, man. Shout out to Shedeur. Go ahead.
Someone said something about number 9 being retired. It is not. The only number that is technically retired in the whole set is 24. That was, of course, Byron Whizzer White, who we've talked about on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe best resume of any athlete ever.
Yep.
In terms of like just the entire life, not just as an athlete.
For sure.
That being said, it was unretired briefly by Mel Tucker, who gave it to a highly touted running back who never did anything here. And then I believe retired by Carl Durrell, who took the number away from him. So I don't know if that's available. Probably not.
Okay, we'll find out. I saw someone posted Syvion Wilkerson's number in the chat. I think it was 36. If you scroll up and find that one, Yaya.
Okay. He had his, is that? I think that was his number at Jackson.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Marion Cooper said he want 3, or was that
Dylan Edwards is 3, but then someone said that Cooper said he was going to get 3. So that would say there is duplicates on opposite side of the ball.
Amir McGee 45.
Yeah, Marion Cooper said he was going to get number 3 in the Caleb video.
Okay, scroll up. I saw Syvion's in there. I just want to make sure it's. Pretty sure it's 36.
Who was talking about 7? Well, we know that.
Yeah, we know 7.
Oh, it wasn't us who said. We said.
I said Cam was 7.
Yeah, and then we said put Cormani in 1.
Yep.
Oh, this person. There you go. Cormani is in 7. Cam is in 1. No.
There it is. Wilkerson kept 36 from JSU.
Okay.
People are saying Hankerson isn't 22, but he had it on. So we'll find out, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know about all this. Can't wait for Coach Ryan to come in and be like, that whole segment you had was a waste of time.
Well, we got a segment out of it. Joshua Jynes. This came out a few days ago. This was really cool. Former Colorado Buffalo center from 2018 to 2021. Now on the staff as a defensive assistant. He's helping bring back a historically black fraternity to CU for the first time since the 90s. Omega Psi Phi fraternity will be back on campus. They registered in November. He was working with a few people at the program to kind of get this kick-started, but this was happening before Coach Prime got here, but the culture change of Boulder over the last 8 months has been tremendous.
Absolutely. It's one of the things I talked about, like, you know, it's not just Coach Prime coming here and, you know, and maybe bringing some of, you know, his style and his culture, but it's the city itself and the school itself embracing that, and also hopefully changing the demographic of student who's interested in coming to Colorado, which, you know, as we know, has been predominantly white for a long time.
Yep.
But I think that's certainly on the table for that to change big time, and things like this absolutely help. We'll have to have our guy Charles Johnson on, because he will tell you how huge this fraternity was for him when he was in school. Mm-hmm. And it honestly helped him in a lot of the stuff that he wanted to pursue after football. So I love this, and I really do hope that all of this can lead to a more diverse student body at CU.
Absolutely. So looks like Joshua Jynes reached out to his uncle, who's also working as an assistant athletic director and in services and operations at CU, Deron Jasper. He's one of 2 people that helped Josh Jynes kind of get this back going. But yeah, great to see the culture just flowing over into Boulder, man. A lot really cool stuff going on the last 8 months on campus. All right, we've got 2 conversations from Media Day that we will play today. But first, shout out to our friends, new partner for us at least, Circle K.
Let's go.
Shout out to Circle K. I mean, gas stations, I kind of live off them. I don't know about you, but
not me.
I love gas station snacks. Sunflower seeds, corn nuts.
I do love gas station snacks.
Yeah.
For sure. Got a Circle K right by the house, and I love that because you could just be craving anything, and it's just right down the street.
They've also got great coffee. They got tons of locations. Shout out to Circle K for sponsoring DNVR. Make sure you guys visit Circle K to pick up all your favorite finds. And then shout out to the Pac-12's favorite barbecue sauce, Shedeur's #2 barbecue. You guys already know what it is. The tomato-based, rich, thick, sweet molasses-style barbecue sauce with tangy vinegar and fiery heat. Finishes with a subtle smoky note. People really caught on to the little spice at the end of it, too.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because I'm almost immune to spice at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Because I've just, everything I eat is like probably a 8 out of 10 on most people's spice scale.
Right.
Didn't really register to me as spicy. I feel that there is a spice to it.
Yeah.
But then, like, I forget who the first person was like, oh, it was Traded and Stukes.
Yep.
Was like, whoa, that's got the kick. And I was like, what? But it does have a nice, you can tell that it's spicier than it is sweet.
For sure. Go to plbse.com. Use the code ALLCITY, all caps, all one word at checkout. You'll get 10% off your order of Shedeur's #2.
You ever get those for reals? They're like the shakes that you get at Circle K. And they kind of come like pre-made, then you put them in the machine.
No.
And then it like mixes it up for you. Oh my God, those things are so
I need to
good.
get on that. What flavor?
Everything.
Everything. All right.
I'm like a cookies and cream guy.
Oh, so it's like a dessert thing. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking like a slushy type thing almost.
No, it's literally ice cream. Like
Oh.
a shake. Like
Okay,
a
that sounds amazing. man.
milkshake. Yeah.
Great. All right. Mason Cobb or Lincoln Riley?
Let's start with Lincoln, and you should know that we had a little bit of technical difficulties with this interview, so we've done our best to restore it to a place where like you guys can follow along, but we don't need a million comments being like, I think RK's mic was off or whatever. It was the first interview of the day, and so we worked our way through it.
Bear with us. It's a lot of great football talk, though. Here's USC head coach Lincoln Riley. Joining us now, Coach Lincoln Riley of USC. Coach, how you doing out here today?
Good. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Absolutely, man. One of the brightest offensive minds in the game, man. I'm curious, when it comes to, creating an offense and, football comes in phases, right? We're always kind of learning from the past and stuff. How do you try and stay ahead of the curve of what defenses are trying to do to defend you?
Oh, it's fun. It's a constant cat and mouse game, right? I think first you got to know your players, what you have, your skill sets, what are your advantages, what are the areas you're going to try to cover up. And then I think once you get a good sense of that, then you start to figure out how people are going to attack you and what you can do to maybe try to make life hard on them. And I think whether you're playing offense, defense, or special teams, we're all trying to make the game played on our own terms, right? Like that's, I think, the goal of anybody. And, I've been lucky, man. We've worked with some great players. We've had a lot of great staff members over the years. We've got some tremendous staff at SC right now that's creative and do a good job, I think, of working well with each other and challenging each other. And a lot of times you get your best results that way.
What do you think is the biggest difference between the Big 12 and the Pac-12?
There's not much, honestly. I mean, there's good teams, good players, good coaches everywhere. Certainly just some of the venues, being able to go play against some of the different teams in new venues and new challenges that presents, I think are probably the biggest difference. But there's good college football everywhere, and obviously, especially right now with our league here being so strong, it was a strong league last year, and certainly looks to be just as, if not even stronger this year. So we're in great position.
We're based out of Colorado, cover the Buffs. Obviously, Coach Prime had the massive roster makeover. You guys have attacked the portal as well. I'm just curious what you thought about what he did at Colorado this last offseason.
Yeah, I mean, I've been certainly impressed with how aggressive they've been and creative they've been. And listen, just like us last year or anybody any year, the success is going to be determined by what happens in the fall. But you certainly can't deny, again, the aggressiveness with how they've overturned the roster. And listen, I know people have different things they want to say about it, but we all operate under the same rules. We all know what you got, and it's our jobs as coaches to build the best rosters at our schools if we can. And So I see what Coach has done. I think he's done a good job of it. He's obviously brought in a lot of really talented players and brought a lot of energy to a program that needed it. And it'll be good to see Colorado back on the map. You know, growing up in Texas, not too far from there, seeing some of the really good Colorado teams, knowing the history of that program. It's healthy for the sport. It's healthy for college football, especially on the West Coast or the western part of the country, for Colorado to be good.
You've had a maybe not quite as vast, but you turned over a lot of the roster too in your first season. Did you feel some of that criticism that he's getting now of, this isn't the right way or this, that, and the other thing?
Yeah, we definitely did. I mean, listen, we're coaches. Like, it does not matter what you do. People are either gonna love you or criticize you, no matter what you do. Like, there's no in between, and you're never gonna keep everybody happy. That's why you got to stay focused on your job and your responsibility, your school, and nothing else really matters, right? It's just stuff for people to talk about in the off season when there's not any games, to be honest. And so. I respect the people that don't care about it and just want to do the best they can for their school. And that's all that matters. And from the outside looking in, I don't know the inner workings of all, but certainly it appears that.
When you watch Shedeur Sanders, or if you have watched Shedeur Sanders, what do you see on the tape?
Yeah, no, really, really talented guy. Saw him coming out, been able to watch a little bit of his college tape. You see the ability to move around. You see a really talented arm. As you can tell, he's growing as a college quarterback. No matter who you are, how talented it is, playing ball at these different levels as you move up is different, and there's going to be an adjustment period. He looks to have settled in nicely to college football, and obviously he's going to have a lot of familiarity around him. Even though he's in a new school, a new league, and all of that, very talented kid.
Is it exciting to just kind of see the level of quarterback that is in the conference this year?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, that's it's the single most important position in our game, and to see the quality of guys coming back, the proven, not just guys with good stats and all that, but proven winners in the league, I think is really, really cool. A lot of these schools have some great players that are tremendous leaders, and it's a tremendous place to start going in. And, yeah, I mean, you can look across the country, without a doubt. This league, in terms of returning quarterbacks, stands alone.
You've obviously coached a lot of, Heisman Trophy winners, a lot of great quarterbacks. I'm curious, do you think Caleb is the best quarterback you've ever coached?
Hard to say. That's like which children you like the best. It probably depends what day you ask. He's been a lot of fun to coach, man. He's a great kid. He's fun to coach. He's hungry to continue to get better. And his has been very impressive, when you consider a guy that played senior year of high school with COVID and only played really half the season his first year of college. And so he's still, by the position, he's still very young and still growing. So certainly has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to do this one more round here this year.
What is the challenge when you come in as a head coach at a new school and you're bringing in, guys from all over the country? How are you able to be successful in year one, kind of making all that mesh?
You got to bring the right guys in. I mean, if you're, you got enough new and changing that if you bring any of the wrong apples in, even if they're, really talented football players, it's going to be really tough. And I think we were fortunate in that we got the right guys, guys that were team guys that were invested in making USC better, not just solely on their individual goals. And that allowed our team, despite everything being new, to come together pretty quickly. And I think it's hard because you don't always know, especially these transfers. Like it can happen pretty quick, and you don't always have the time to investigate or to get the feel for who they are as people. And, but that's the key. Like, it can turn around quick, but you got to have the right people in the building.
You coached Marvin Mims when you were at Oklahoma. He's drafted to the Broncos now. What kind of player are the Broncos getting in him?
Yeah, excited. Really excited for Marvin. He's great kid. Comes from a tremendous family. Really explosive player. Was a lot of fun to coach for us. Really smart player. And I'm sure Coach will find a lot of great ways to do some there. So I think everybody will love him. I think you guys have also a couple of us. I think you signed Ben Powers.
Right, yeah.
This offseason, which I was telling somebody a story the other day. It's actually one of my favorite stories ever. You guys ought to go look it up. we took him to Big 12 Media Day one year, and that's why we were talking about it. And the reporter asked him a question. I think it was like, what do you love most about football? And he said, I love taking another man's soul in the palm of my hands and just crushing it.
That's amazing.
Which was my favorite, Media Day quote ever. So, yeah, you'll been. And you got Samaje, too.
Yeah.
Yes, you got a bunch of our former guys.
Delarrin Turner Yell?
Yeah, DT. Good Lord. I'm going to be a Broncos fan. So, yeah, that's it'll be fun to watch all four of those guys, man. Those are four really good players and really good kids.
Awesome.
Well, hey, that's a great note for us to end on. Thank you for your time,
Enjoyed
Coach.
it.
Thank you, Coach. Good to meet you.
Thanks, guys.
What'd you think of that?
I liked it better on the rewatch than I did in person.
I thought it was great when we did it.
I don't know. I didn't come away feeling great about it.
Yeah.
But on the rewatch, I liked it better. It's always funny, players, if you want to get them to open up, you get them to talk about their teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches, if you want them to open up, you talk about their former players.
Yep.
And he obviously loosened up a little bit at the end there. He started talking about some of those guys on the Broncos. I also have been very low on Broncos second-round pick from last year, Nick Bonito.
Yep.
And the fact that as he was rattling off his players that are now Broncos, it didn't even cross his mind.
My mind went to what is he, 4th, 5th round safety
Yeah.
over Nick Bonito.
Delarrin Turner Yell over Nick Bonito. I hope Nick turns it around, but he didn't think of him. We didn't think of him. Kind of just disappeared last year for the Broncos. Anyways.
From that, do you think USC was the anonymous quote team?
No.
I don't think so either.
No. I didn't get the Jedfish vibes, so
Yeah.
I don't know that one. Someone's on the Troy Taylor video said it was him.
There's
I don't
no
think
way.
so.
No.
I don't think so. He's too kind.
Yeah.
And again, we don't even know it was a head coach.
Right.
It wasn't Chip Kelly.
Wasn't Chip. It wasn't Jonathan Smith.
No.
It wasn't. What do you think about Coach Dickert?
It could have been him.
Really?
It could have been him. Now, he actually seemed cool, but he seemed a little spicy. Maybe if I had to pick one from just based off of our vibes, if I knew it was a head coach, I would pick Dan Lanning.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Dan Lanning, I don't know if he really enjoyed talking to us.
I've never liked Oregon, but I like them less now.
All right, we've got one more with Mason Cobb. He was a lot of fun to talk to.
When I was in high school, man, that's when Oregon had their come up.
Right.
And everyone in my school started talking crazy, saying stupid shit about how they were Oregon fans now. And it made me so mad.
Oh, same.
So I've just hated them ever since.
Going to high school.
Maybe more than any out-of-state school, people from my high school went to Oregon.
Oh, for sure. Well, in my high school, West Albuquerque, in the middle of New Mexico, you saw a lot of green and yellow with the O. It was weird.
Who does that?
I don't know.
Hated it. Hated it. Everyone was talking crazy about Oregon. I was like, have you been there? It's cloudy all the time.
Yeah, it rains constantly.
I guess.
All right, we talked to Mason Cobb, too. We got some interesting insight on the transfer portal and what it's like to be a player kind of recruited in the portal.
I didn't think about the fact that when we talked to Lincoln Riley and Chip Kelly, they're just over the Pac-12. It's like a
it's not even they're not even looking at it.
They're
anymore.
not mentally in the Pac-12 at all.
No, they were just physically present. All right, we've got one more. Whenever you're ready, Mason Cobb, USC linebacker.
Suits.
Hey, Money Man Riley, man. I had to hit up my NIL agent and be like, hey, man, I need a suit. I never got fitted for a suit before, so. No way. Oh. No bounce off the wood.
Coming from Oklahoma State, I'm just curious, do you feel like there's any, stylistic differences between Pac-12 and Big 12 offenses?
I mean, not really. I mean, he runs the same, that they did at OU, so.
Give me that.
Nice. Embarrassing me.
That was left.
Camera. I mean, I feel like it's all mixed up, though. Utah runs a different type of offense than our offense does. So, preparing for, the Pac-12, our offense doesn't really give us a good look of, what we're going to see a lot of time with, 12 personnel and all the extra tight ends and tackles in. Our offense doesn't really run that. So, we be trying to, get looks in practice to kind of, give us looks that we may see later on.
All right, let's see you finish this putt.
Left hand.
Oh,
Ooh, he's switching it up.
Switch hitter, bro.
Oh,
dude, that's it.
Let's go.
You might be a lefty.
I might be lefty. I don't know.
Just
Yeah, let's go.
Just coming from Oklahoma State, of course, Coach Riley was at Oklahoma.
Hey, his last game at Oklahoma. Ask him what happened.
Yeah.
Hey, we turned up in Stillwater, man. That was probably one of my favorite college memories, man.
Is that rivalry still alive between you guys, though, or are you just Trojans now?
Nah. It's gone, long gone.
Yeah?
Yeah. When he left, it was gone. Like, when they were out, I ain't got no beef with those guys now. And then when I left, it was just like, whatever. Yeah.
What's something about the transfer process that people wouldn't know?
Man, it's difficult, You have, man, I had every school calling me, that day I entered the portal, had to turn my phone off, had to, and then you have, 5 days to make a decision to go on visits and get enrolled. And especially with the Pac-12 starting school early, they start like January 6th. Other schools are, a little later, but I kind of had to rush into those visits. I think the hardest part was like moving all my stuff, like saying goodbyes, But no, it's the transition was tough for a little bit because, right when I got to USC, it was school next day. I haven't even unpacked anything, it was just on and on. I finally caught up around springtime, when we started practicing is when everything kind of slowed down for me, school and all that stuff. It's been fun though. I love it out there, man. It's beautiful. Working out in the winter in January, it's 65 degrees. Oklahoma Stillwater, it's 12, ice on the field. So it's a lot easier. We used to run stadiums over there 6 in the morning on Fridays, man. Terrible. 12 degrees outside, your jackets have ice on them. So it made it a lot easier. The winter workouts here.
Cake?
I want to say cake. Cold, the warm definitely changes a lot of it.
You've been a successful linebacker.
Oh.
What do you think is the most important trait a linebacker could have?
I would say just violence.
Good answer.
Those linebackers you see that are great. Hey man, it's controlled violence. You just got to be a different type of player to play linebacker. You can't be, you can be quiet, you can be soft. A lot of guys are like that. Luke Kinkley and those guys were, off the field, nerds and smart dudes and respectful. On the field, man, you just flip a switch. Just being nasty, man, being violent.
So we're out in Colorado. We're based there, so we follow the Buffs. I'm curious if you kind of followed what's going on with that program this offseason.
You see all the stuff on social media about them, getting new guys in and stuff like that. But I think it's awesome, man. Coach Prime, he's one of the best players ever. So, to be able to play against those guys is going to be a cool memory. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Do you know any of those guys over on that squad?
I talked to, I think he transferred. It was a safety. I forget his name, but when I was in the portal, I communicated with them a little bit. But I don't really know nobody over there.
What are the challenges of going up against Caleb Williams at practice? How hard does he make it?
He makes it tough, but it gets me prepared for all the other quarterbacks I'm going to face, and I'm going against the best every day. So when game time comes, it's going to be it's going to be easier for me. So we talk our smack on the field before plays and stuff. But yeah, man, he's always pushing everyone to get better. A guy like that, he can throw the ball sideways behind his head, all this crazy stuff. So you're always on your toes, man. So I think that's what is making me a better player is just being ready for everything.
What do you think it's going to take to win the conference this year?
Man, with the people we have right now, man, we just got to stay healthy. We've had a great offseason. Everyone's gotten stronger. I hit a PR on almost everything: squat, power clean, miles per hour, vertical, all that stuff. So this offseason has been great for everybody. We did, I guess we had some numbers from last year of everyone's 225 reps, all combined. I think we went up 400 reps as a team, just from last summer to this summer. So, everyone's getting stronger. Everyone's looking good, healthy. Man, I'm excited.
I don't think we ever consider when players enter the portal and just how taxing that can be when 40 schools send you a message.
It's unreal. I mean, in a much lighter sense, you know, sometimes I'll have a day where I get like 6 or 7 DMs on Twitter.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't have the energy to open these right now.
Yeah.
40 schools like reaching out to you, and like most of them you probably have no interest in going to.
Right.
But you also feel like you need to like respond and say, hey, thank you and whatever. And, like that's just like a job.
Mm-hmm.
The transfer process is not fun. That's one of the things that I don't think gets talked about enough in terms of the transfer portal is like, it's just a lot, man.
Yeah.
And you got to going through all this stuff with your credit hours and this, that, and the other. And it's a long process before you actually finally get like fully enrolled in a new school. So I have to say, we gave best dress to Bo Nix.
Cobb was up there.
I know, and his hair was the best.
Yeah.
Best hair of anyone there.
For sure.
So I don't know if that counts. Like, does that count as part of the fit? Because if it is, I might have to give him the nod.
Just overall look, I guess.
Yeah. He crushed that.
He did. He was fun to talk to, man. He was really cool. USC's got like 4 linebackers this year to watch out for, but he was an all Big 12 guy from Oklahoma State. He's going to be fun to watch in the pack.
Yep.
Real quick, this just came across while we're doing the show. We talked about Jamaris Wilder on Saturday.
Yeah.
When we talked about the Charles Lester III rumors. He's just been officially offered by the University of Colorado.
A little 2-for-1 deal?
Maybe. He's a 25 kid, though. Lester's 24.
Okay. Well, he's got his offer. He's coming on the visit.
Hey, man, it's a great sign. Ping King Mars's comment. I'll talk about that very shortly. But, you know, Zakarl, of course, committed. Now Charles Lester has another one of his friends getting an offer. He was teasing the Buffs, too, Jamaris Wilder on social. Like, I think he was, like, wearing Buff stuff or, like, a helmet or something at some point.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays. Shady Rays. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Durable frames, extremely clear polarized optics for all your outdoor adventures. Let me know. Is it sunny where you are, guys? If so, get on your Shady Rays. They've got hundreds and hundreds of styles in terms of frames, in terms of lenses. Make sure you check out their entire collection. There's something for everyone. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they will replace them, no questions asked. Shop their entire collection at the Park Meadows Mall or go to shadyrays.com. Use the code DNVR. You'll get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses, and you can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Then shout out to Breckenridge Brewery. Palisade Peach is the beer of the month here at the DNVR bar. We're going to have watch parties going on for the Women's World Cup. If you are unable to make it to the DNVR bar, though, head on over to the Breck Farmhouse. That place is amazing. It's like a full like brewery campus.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Can't wait till we go back there. They're going to have tons of awards, merch giveaways, and stuff. You can find a Breck Brew using their beer locator at breckbrew.com. And then finally, if you've been enjoying the Pac-12 content over the last few days, consider becoming a DNVR diehard member. Someone mentioned the Discord. You can get our Discord access there and talk with all the guys in there. We talk ball quite often. You also get 20% off merch always, 20% off all events. You get a membership card, a free T-shirt at sign up. Am I missing anything?
I mean, it goes on and on.
It really does.
Perpetual discounts on the locker. By the way, we are cooking some new Buffs gear to come out very soon. Yep. Maybe even a specific shirt for the Nebraska game.
Oh, okay.
We did that last time, of course, with the Crying Nebraska Kid shirt,
yep.
which we thought would be like a limited edition one-off for the game, and they still sell to this day. So we'll do a rerun on those. All sorts of Buffs gear coming.
We also have a sale going on right now.
Yeah.
50% off select items through the end of the month. You have until July 30th, so make sure you check out thednvr.com this week. Sign up to be a diehard or buy some merch.
Also, we have freed up a few more tickets to the TCU game with us.
All right, great.
So if you still want to get in on hotel, tailgate, ticket package, you can do that. We'll put the link in the description. and we will have it on our Twitter today. So check it out.
Awesome. I had people asking me about that, and we got a quick answer. So there you go. All right, let's do some questions. What's up, Miko? Did you guys see the new lineman named Harden? Kareem Harden? We've talked about him.
We've talked about him, yep.
Yep. A lot of guys showing up, though. Andre, who got one?
We'll see. Maybe no one.
That
I
would
hope it's
be-
Cormani.
It's Cormani or no one, you think?
Yes.
I don't even know who else it would be, honestly.
It's Cormani or no one. It could have been Travis.
Could have been, for sure.
He loves his 12.
Pot of coffee. What's up, guys? Who is the biggest number surprise for you so far? Mine is Cavassier Smoke, number 8 ball in the house.
All right. Brings that speed, huh?
I guess so.
Oh, that just hit you, huh?
Tarvaris Dawson.
Tarvaris Dawson, who actually does bring that speed, being number 6, is the most surprising.
He's going to play a lot, man. Well, hopefully we'll see number 6 doing more than just returning the football, catching the football deep downfield, too.
If he has that type of speed, just run straight, and Shedeur will lean into one.
Jonathan, what's Travis J's number? We don't know yet. But hopefully we'll find out today. What's up, Mac Mill?
What number vibes does Travis J give you?
Like I don't know, like a 24?
I was thinking 23 or 3.
A single digit would definitely fit him.
Yeah.
He's got like the swag and like brings the boom, all that stuff.
Yeah. So I think it's the 3-letter last name that fits well with the number 3.
Yeah, it does look fire. Mac Mill, does anybody know, or what was Willie's purpose to having number 10? If it wasn't, he'd be good with number 20. These other boys have a purpose around their number. Also, he's a younger guy too. Like, if he doesn't have his number this season, could very well just have it next year.
Yep, for sure. It's different in college where, you can change your number anytime.
Right.
Rather than the NFL. If you change your number, you have to buy all of your jerseys back from the NFL.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Ballers 101 are the single digits both ways. We're thinking so, right?
What was that?
Single digits go both ways?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, I think so too. So maybe we have a 7 coming on offense as well then.
Don't you think we would have seen it?
We probably would have seen it. That's a good point. Someone's saying 18 for Travis J. Is that what y'all are saying? I don't know. There's a lot of numbers in the chat. Connor's asking Slime visiting this week before the commitment. We'll find out. We were told be one of these next few days, if not today, if he is coming. So
someone in the comments said, "What WTF is a number vibe?" It's just like what number the person feels like they would wear. I don't know, like just kind of how like Thursday feels like fall.
Right.
If Thursday was a season, it would be fall. That just makes sense. I don't know why.
I'll allow that.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying Travis.
Aren't I right?
No, you're right. You are right. I think of Thursday night football and just like walking around in hoodies.
Yeah, I don't know why. Thursday is fall.
Everyone's saying Travis J is 4.
That fits.
It does. D-Mac 9?
I thought linemen couldn't get single-digit numbers.
I don't know. I guess we have a new set of rules.
I'm telling you guys, this is all going to just be erased.
No. Angela, how did Jim Harbaugh get caught cheating in the transfer portal era? It has to be hard. He lied. Lying is bad. Do not lie.
Let's go. Life lessons on the DNVR Buffs podcast today.
Yeah, do not lie to people who ask you about things that you've done wrong that you kind of definitely did do wrong.
Tough.
Jays, would you agree my only concern about Shedeur is we never see him lose many games or throw multiple interceptions in a game to see if he can come back from that adversity?
No, I'm not concerned about that at all.
I don't think so either. I get kind of where you're coming from with that question, and he's got plenty of opportunities to kind of prove that throughout his career.
He's like something like 52-7.
It's wild.
As a starter in football, and just going back to Pee Wee.
He's gonna be in some battles this year.
Coach Prime has been through it all, and I just think no matter what they encounter, he will have the words to give to Shedeur to make sure that he's all right on the other side of it. It's not like he didn't lose the Celebration Bowl. He talked about that when he was on with us. He's like, hey, if things go left, things go wrong, you're not going to like that feeling. So put in that extra work today, because I went through that. I lost my first Celebration Bowl, and then what did he do? He came back and was undefeated all the way until the next Celebration Bowl, unfortunately. But I don't think he's going to have any trouble overcoming adversity if he faces it.
No.
He's just so
He just gets
grown.
It. Yeah. Just gets it, man.
Yeah.
Jynes, in Destroying's video, you would see Denver did not have much football talent, especially quarterbacks. What sport would you say Colorado is best at producing good players in?
Interesting question. First of all, I think Colorado does have football talent. It's mostly in the trenches.
Yes.
We certainly have not produced a whole bunch of great skill position players. Any state could go through and name a few guys like Christian McCaffrey and whatever.
Yeah.
But better in the trenches. In terms of best sport for producing talent, we've produced a ton of baseball players, a ton of great baseball players. And then truly probably the best one, other than maybe Olympians, would be women's soccer.
Yep.
3 big-time contributors on the Women's World Cup team right now from Colorado. As I pointed out the other day, all 3 goals for girls from Colorado on that Women's World Cup team. So that one is probably the best. But there's a lot of great talent coming out of Colorado in all sports, including football.
For sure.
It's just not nearly as much of a hotbed as some of the other places.
They had a 4-star recruit last year in Blake Purchase. I mean, they've got some guys. Gage Ginther's going to Tennessee, or that's where he's committed to now. So they've got some guys. Jynes, appreciate all the questions, man. These are good. Gavin Cold interview a few days ago. He said he was also recruited to Kent State by Sean Lewis, but he chose JUCO. Cold said he is great with the offense. Can you see him as QB2?
I think QB2 is wide open.
It is wide open. Lots of inexperience, so it's anyone's ball game. He has the size, like the physical traits for sure. Just a matter of consistency and putting it together. He hasn't played a lot either. So
someone in our comments yesterday was saying like they do have quarterback depth. Like you guys are wrong. Who's Caleb Williams' backup? And I don't know the answer to that, but I bet you it's a 4 or 5 star recruit.
Right.
And not a true freshman.
Right.
So quarterback, like just because there's players there, they're so young and so inexperienced that I think we're totally fair and right for being a little concerned about it.
They literally don't have a quarterback other than Shedeur that's taken an FBS snap.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah. It is what it is. How does George Payton still have a job? Oh, man.
Because he's only been at this for 2 years on a 6-year contract, I believe.
I've come around a little bit on him. I was hard on him last year.
I mean, I don't know. Not everyone. Most people thought the trade for Russ was a good move.
It was at the time. That's what I said too, yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to go hindsight and just, I don't know. He obviously got the Hackett. That was his biggest mistake.
Yeah. The depth of the roster, I think, is much better than it was under Elway, though.
We'll see. If Russ can turn it around under Sean Payton, he'll look like a genius.
For sure. Connor, do we think Cormani will be ready to go week 1? I remember Coach Kelly and Travis saying he has a lot to learn. I think it's more physical side, really. The guy can cover, man.
I know. When they say he has a lot to learn, I just think when you're a true freshman who's been on campus for a couple weeks, they're just not going to lay down the praise for you. You know, they want to push you and push you and push you to keep getting better and better and better. Like Travis has proved it at the college level already.
Yep.
And so when you ask about him, he gets the unmitigated praise.
Yeah.
Cormani, I think they want to make sure that they want to keep the pressure on him. They want to keep that fire underneath him. And so they're not going to just like talk about how amazing he is quite yet.
Right. He's coming along. I think we see him very early this season, no matter what. Maybe not starting week 1, but
I think he starts week 1, snap 1.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yep. Did you catch when Travis said, you asked about some of the other corners?
Yeah.
And he said, if I mess up, there's someone right behind me to fill in. If Cormani messes up, there's someone right behind him to fill in.
That's true.
That was a little
telling.
Easter egg for me.
What's up, Eric? Do we think Prime will use the number 11 ranking as bulletin board material all season? Seems like the whole team is embracing it. I don't know about that specifically, but I think just the overall, what we were talking about yesterday, trying to earn respect and just prove that this team isn't to be like messed around with, is going to be kind of the thing all season.
I think the message is make them believe.
Yeah.
You got to make them believe.
Yep.
They don't right now. So everyone in here is on a mission. We all have a job to make them believe. And that's what the message I think could and probably and will be. It's not like, I don't know. You could go with the like, oh, we're being disrespected. We're so much better than they think. Or you can go with the, all right, they don't believe now. Let's go make them believe.
Yep. For sure. They will too. Mr. Support Friend, this is a great question. Which Pac-12 player do you wish was on CU? Jalen Conyers?
I thought Jalen Conyers for a second there, just because he's on the PHNX show. He has a podcast, his own podcast at PHNX, and we were hanging out with him at Pac-12 Media Day, and he's a riot.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I look at tight end, I think. Brant Keithy, of course. Jalen Conyers, Ben Urosic out of Stanford. There's some good tight ends in the conference.
I was going to say, who's the best pass rusher in the conference?
Braylon Trice, ZTF from Washington. What's his name? Brendan Dorrells, I think, from Oregon's up there.
The coverage is just so good. It's going to be so good that if you had a stud pass rusher, which they might.
Yeah.
That might be Jordan Dominic. That might be DMAC. That might be. There's a ton of. But, like, if you could give me someone who's already like dominated the Pac-12, I would take that.
What else do we got, Yaya? Oh, Eric again. With Colorado's use of content with well-off reach to people and the pregame show, or will those change the recruiting game? Watching them and the bonding with the team is awesome. How do recruits say no? Absolutely. I mean, we talked about at the start. It looked like they were having a ball, but it's just we've heard it from Cam. We heard it from I think Tyler told us and Darius told us. Like, what you see is what you get at Colorado, man.
Yeah.
And the numbers don't lie. People are watching, and I'm sure a lot of those numbers are recruits as well.
100%. And I love that. What you see is what you get. There's no guesswork. Every other school in the country, you have to guess what it's kind of like. What's the vibe like in the locker room? What are the coaches like at practice? They're obviously, going to treat you like you're the greatest thing since sliced bread when you're being recruited. But that's not really what it's going to be like when you show up on campus. Colorado is the only school in the country that you can know exactly what it's like before you get there.
You can know what the players are like, what your coaches are, what your workouts are going to be like.
So I think a lot of places are going to have to look in the mirror and say, are we going to be transparent about what it's like here?
Yep. They're changing the game, honestly.
Yes, they are. 100%.
I haven't seen anything like it, and it's I can only imagine how impactful it would be as a 16, 17, 18-year-old talented football player trying to decide where to go to school.
Yep.
That's it.
That's all we got.
That was a good show, man.
Hit us with a thumbs up on your way out.
Yeah, please do. Also subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And as always, we would appreciate your 5-star review. We'll be back tomorrow. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.